already know what time it is, man. Welcome to the Black Cat Panther podcast. Y'all already know training camp is around the corner. Look, make no mistake about it. It is time to get into it. We are in the reins of training camp. I'm so excited, man. We got a lot of topics to cover for you guys today. I'm telling you, 53-man roster projections. Oh, that's coming today. Uh, make no mistake about it. The over and the unders for the NFC South is here, and you might be surprised on how they got us looking. Cause word through the grapevine that they don't got none of the teams in the NFC South winning over 8 games. Oh my God! So I'm trying to tell you, this is one of the ones. I saw the article today. I saw what was going on, and I could not believe it. The NFC South, they got the Falcons, the Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all winning under 8 games this season. I couldn't believe it. So make sure if you're in here, you wipe your feet off on the mat. Come on in the house. Like the video. What's happening, Tor? Show that love, man. Y'all already know what time it is. It's your boy Q, and we in the building. So, without further ado, training camp is here. I'm so excited, one, because we get to sit down, we get to take a look at Bryce Young, we get to see all of the guys that are projected to come out here and really have camp battles all the way across. I'm expecting huge camp battles when it comes to that cornerback position, as well as the wide receiver position, to be having some of the biggest camp battles that's coming out this year. Also, I think we're going to have a little bit of a battle at right guard, because when it comes down to Cade Mays or Justin McCray, I think it's going to be a little bit of a battle of who's going to start opposite of Brady Christensen over there, man, because Austin Colbert is down with his injury, and we really don't know how long it's going to really take him to get himself in. So, yeah, this is going to be big, man. Shout out to Pickle. What's happening? My man said, I smell it in the air. Let's play some football. Yes, sir. Hey, man, it's only one time in the season where I get so excited. It's training camp coming into preseason as we gear up for this team getting this thing up off the ground. And so I can't wait, man. Let's get into it as we do. The 53-man projected roster as it stands, and potentially who we looking at, the Carolina Panthers. We're going to go down. We're going to go by this thing. We're going to go by position for position on this one, man. Position on position. And I'm going to be real with you. I know it's not going to be popular on some of the stuff that I say when it comes to some of these guys. But, yeah, you got to let me have that one. So, quarterback. I think the Carolina Panthers this season. What's happening, Chris? I think the Carolina Panthers this season is going to have 3 quarterbacks. I think they're going to march in there with Andy Dalton and Corral. I don't think they're going to ship Corral off. With that being said, because you never know what could happen. This is the NFL, and I believe that Bryce Young, you know, knock on wood, we hope that he stay healthy this entire season. So having Andy Dalton as well as Matt Corral there is a great insurance policy. I think that solidifies the quarterback room right there, having those 3 guys. I think this year, going into the running back position, we're going to take 3 guys. Hold on, I'll put it up on the screen for you guys. I put it up. Put up the depth chart for you guys. That way you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about when it comes to these position breakdowns. Brock Jones, appreciate it, man. Hit that like button on your way on in here. Yes, sir. We're going to share this tab instead. And like I said, you know, I want to make sure I show this. I'll even move myself on out of it, because I think I'm blocking a little bit of the camera. So like I was saying, man, this is one of the things I'm so excited. I think, as you see, we have a bevy of guys at the running back position. We got Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard, Raheem Blackshear, Spencer Brown, Cameron Peoples, and Tyon Evans. I think, and this is me personally, I think we're going to carry 3 running backs, potentially 4, into the season. Um, we're going to carry at least 4 in there. And I think it's going to be Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard, Blackshear, and I think Peoples has a strong chance of making this team over Spencer Brown. That's just me personally. That's just me personally now. I like Spencer Brown. I like what he brought to the table last year, but I think Cameron Peoples can be a breath of fresh air, more of a power back that we're looking forward to having, and a guy that can be a 1-2 punch that can come on in here. I love what I'm seeing from this guy, man. That's going to be dope, having a change of pace, a guy that can come in and really power it up. So I think at fullback, Giovanni Richie is going to hold it down. He's going to hold the fort down. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Dun, da, da, dun. All right. At receiver, I think we're going to keep 6 receivers. We're going to keep 6 of them. So I think we're going to go Adam Thielen. We're going to go DJ Chark, Terrence Marshall, Jonathan Mingo, LaVisca Chenault. And I really think that the odd man out here, I think Shi Smith is the odd man out. I don't know if Marquez Stevenson can turn enough heads around. I don't think Josh Van is going to be that. I like Josh Van from South Carolina, but I need more from you, brother. I need more. So Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, Terrence Marshall, Mingo, LaVisca, and I think the last guy in for that 6th position, I'm going to go out on the whim and say Demir Bird is going to make that over Shi Smith. So that means Shi Smith, C.J. Saunders, Derek Wright, Marquez Stevenson, Gary Jennings, and Josh Van will probably all be getting the boot probably after camp. That's just my honest opinion on it. I hope that one of those guys can really stand out. I know my man, oh man, Marquez Stevenson is a guy that has the potential to really show something. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna get into it. That's what it's all about. This is what it's all about. I want to see who can really stand out in camp and solidify themselves to be a guy that can really say, y'all not gonna cut me. Shout out to Pickle. He said, I want to see a returner step up to see maybe Marquez Stevenson. I like that, man. I like that. So make no mistake about it. In the tight end room. Now, this is also a tricky one because outside of Hayden Hurst, I already told you guys how I feel about potentially having some of these guys. You see, we got about 5 bodies there. But I really think it's going to be Hayden Hurst, Ian Thomas, and Tommy Tremble that's going to really hold that down. My man said Bird is okay, but he's 30. Yeah. He getting old in NFL years, man. But he's a sure thing when it comes to kick returns. He's a sure thing when it comes to special teams. And he's a guy that can come in and catch some passes and really be a burst of speed if you need him. So I think he's more of a sure thing than Shi Smith. We keep waiting on that Shi Smith to, pop, and it's not really popping. I mean, it's one of them popcorn kennels that's just not going. It's just sitting there being stubborn. So, it is what it is. Like I said, the tight end room is going to be 3 guys, Hayden Hurst, Ian Thomas, and Tommy Tremble. I like that room. I just wish that I can get more out of Ian Thomas, but it is what it is. I mean, I've been waiting for him for the longest. I think Stephon Sullivan is going to really get cut here. Giovanni Richie is already our fullback. They may try to transition Tommy Tremble to play a little more fullback, but we're going to see. Tremble beats out Thomas this year. Shout out to Chris Turner. I hope that that's the case because Tommy Tremble was taken high. We had high expectations for him, and he's never really hit the pinnacle of what we saw for him. You know what I'm saying? And then he comes out last year and basically said that, they wasn't getting the teaching, they wasn't getting the route running, they wasn't getting everything that they needed to really flourish and old dumbass's system last year. So I can understand it. I'm willing to give him another year because I'm curious to see what direction he can go. I'm very curious. Jalen, what's happening? Do they use a fullback in the system? Well, you got Miles Sanders running the damn ball. You better find a way to block for him if you're not going to use a fullback. Because Philly had that. Philly made sure that they guy got out there and blocked for that for Miles Sanders. So I mean, what on a team where you already down a guard, you already down Brady Christian's gonna be missing a game or two with injury. You might need to implement a fullback a little bit more so that way you could have less injuries along this offensive line to kind of help out. I'm hoping that that's the case. I'm hoping that's the fact. So let's get into it as we do. We're gonna start on down to the offensive line. I think on this offensive line, this is where it also gets a little tricky too. But this is just cues. This is just my way of looking at this team. I think we're gonna go left tackle, Icky, Cameron Irvin will be right there. Left guard, we'll have Brady Christensen, Chandler Zavala, but Zavala is on the PUP list. We're only going to probably carry one center, which as much as I like Sam Tecklenburg, I don't understand what's going on there because maybe they might transition him to a different position, being that we got injuries with Austin Corbett. Chandler Zavala is hurt now. So he might slide in and have to play a little bit of guard. Cade Mays is there too, but as y'all see, Cade Mays is steady going backwards on the depth chart. He's steady getting further and further back, which could be a cause to pause. We shall see. I like Cade Mays. I was hoping when we took him 2 years ago, he was going to be that guy that can mature into that guard spot. Because think about it, at guard, Austin Corbett has one more year on his contract, and then it's going to be time to pay him. Goat says this a lot. If you can get production out of the young guy and really see what he is, then you know a guy like Austin Corbett will become expendable. No matter how great he is for your team, no matter how good of a lineman he is for your team, he'll become expendable. So I'm hoping that Cade Mays can take that step this year. But if not, I'm not mad because, like I said, you got insurance in Austin Corbett that'll be coming back. They'll probably look to extend him if Cade Mays is not that guy to really buy us some time where we won't have to go out and spend big money. But you're still going to have to pay Austin Corbett if that's the case, which that's something I know we don't want to do. Then as we look down, we get down here to the defensive side. Now, this is what I like to see. I love this part right here because this is the part that we've been battling with this entire time. On defensive end, Derek Brown, Deshaun Williams, Henry Anderson. Defensive tackle, you're going to have Shy Tuttle, Bravion Roy, and Taylor Stallworth. Now, Taylor Stallworth is an interesting guy to me. I think he's really going to only make it because of injury. I don't like him over Williams. I like Williams a lot better. Bravion Roy is a guy that I think that I need Bravion to show me more. And this camp right here, Bravion must take his game to the next level. I want to see more. Marquand McCall, to me, is already solidified. Derek Brown is going to be an end. Henry Anderson is going to be an end. I thought that Deshaun Williams could eclipse Henry Anderson, but it don't look that that's going to be the case. And we got injuries already all along the defensive line. Jalen Redmond, right here. Undisclosed injury. He is physically unable to perform. That's y'all new undrafted guy that came in for Oklahoma. He's already hurt. John Panizzi, undisclosed, but he's physically unable to perform as well. Taylor Stallworth already has a hamstring and camp ain't even started yet. So I'm looking, we need more. We got 3 big bodies already hurt, and we haven't even had a training camp yet. That's a problem. Well, I hope the injury bug don't get to us. I really do. Brian Burns got an ankle. He got an ankle injury. That's the same cleanup procedure he had done. So we're still good on him. So we get to, like I said, We're gonna carry 3 defensive ends: Derek Brown, Deshaun Williams, Henry Anderson. We're gonna carry 3 defensive tackles: Shy Tuttle, Rivion Roy, and potentially Taylor Stoneworth if he isn't hurt. Outside linebacker. Now this is where it gets a little freaky at the outside linebacker position. Outside linebacker position, you got Brian Burns, DJ Johnson, Marquise Haynes, Yatul Gross-Matos, Amari Barno. That right there is 5 outside linebackers because on one side you got Brian Burns and you got potentially you would say Amari Barno covering one side. And then on the opposite side you will have Marquise Haynes, DJ Johnson, and Gross Matos. You got 3 cats that could potentially come in and give you something on that outside linebacker spot, which we already know is a position of need for the Panthers. There will be competition at that spot this year. Make no mistake about it. And I'm telling you, I'm here for it. I'm all the way here for it. Middle linebacker, Shaq Thompson, Frankie Louisville. We got Gruger Hill and Brandon Smith. Now, Gruger Hill is a guy that I don't know if he's going to make it, bro. I'm just going to be real with y'all. On the inside linebacker, Gruger Hill might make it just because we need a body, but I like Bumper Pool better than him. I like Bumper Pool. I'm hoping that Bumper Pool don't have the athleticism that some of these guys do, but he is one of those guys that can come in and make a difference. He always seemed to find his way around the ball. Pause. Fellas, what's going on?
What up?
What's the word?
Man, look at here. Breaking it down, driver. We over here breaking it down.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So I'm over here. We're doing the 53-man roster. I just got halfway through, and I just got to the linebacker position. How y'all boys feeling?
Good man. I'm just listening to what you got going on. You said you had the linebackers. You got middle
Mm-hmm.
linebacker now.
Yes, sir. Who
Okay.
you think in it? Who you think out?
Who's all? Give me all the middle linebackers. I know Shaq Louvu. Uh,
So
probably
on the
Brandon
inside,
Smith.
they got Shaq, Brandon Smith, Frankie Louvu, Camus, Gruger Hill, Bumper Pool, Chandler Wooten, Aaron Mosby, and Ayadi Ellie. I can't pronounce that nigga name.
Uh, uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to say. I mean, Gruger Hill, he's the lightest one though. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
He's the lightest one. He's a tweener. Yeah, he's the lightest one. Bumper Pool, he's not as athletic, but always finds a way to be around the ball. Aaron Mosby, he's a what you call pick, uh, asshole from Nebraska. He's one of his guys. I've watched
Mm-hmm.
his tape. He's a decent linebacker. Uh, it's kind of hard to say, man, because that's just one of them. That's just I don't know. It's gonna be a battle. That's definitely gonna be a good battle. And I can't remember how many linebackers we usually keep, middle linebackers we usually keep in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all
We
know?
we usually keep like last year we was running 4-3, so we kept like middle linebackers. We only had like 4. But we were waiting to get one of those guys to really pop out. So that's why we had so many last year. Um, I don't know, man. I think, like I said, in the middle because we're running a 3-4 this year. They're gonna at least
Yeah.
try to keep 4 guys this time around, 4 to 5.
Well, Shaq's probably automatically gonna be there because he's playing for free. So
Hmm.
Shaq, I think Brandon Smith will be there. Uh, Give me Bumper Pool and Mosby.
Bumper Pool and Mosby. Yeah.
That's what I think. Could be
Uh
wrong.
oh, Atlanta is in the building. I see you. So 704 say put some respect on Shaq. 704, I didn't tell you what Shaq can do. Shaq, Shaq better have one of the best camps of his life because, like I said, we done seen him in the blueprint. Done got called out for not making no damn plays, not making any position. Is he comfortable in this 3-4 that we running? That's the question we need to be knowing with Shaq because for him to be a middle linebacker, he better have one of the best first steps, or we're gonna be suffering. Let's see. Bumper Pool. Fred Cunningham says shout out. He meant Bumper Pool. I think Pool is gonna be good, bro. I'm hoping that we got lemons and making lemonade with his ass. Kamul Grew a Hill is legit. Sideshow Rob says my man is legit. Sideshow, I'm gonna take your word for it. Cause if he is legit, we might hit on having a pretty good solid guy right there. I mean, we seen him before. Denzel Perryman and the crew done walk up out the door. So, I mean, we had gems on this team before. Let's not pretend.
And let him walk.
Mm-hmm. Your dumb ass coach.
He was your coach before mine.
Fred Cunningham said we need about 5 linebackers in a 3-4. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. At least because we need bodies to throw around, bro. He had 20 tackles in one game for Houston. Who are you talking about? Talking about Bumper? Oh, I didn't tell you a fierce Atlanta lady is in the building. What's up, kitty? She called us the kitty cat. I'm going to call you the kitty cat.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man. Anyway, Burns counts as a linebacker on the depth chart too. YGM and Hain, all linebackers. Normally in a 3-4, they keep 4 inside linebackers and 4 edge rushers, but we also have Chin who will line up at linebacker. Shout out to Pickle. I like Smith, just not sure where he fits in at the 3-4. See, now we're starting to get some people talking. Now they're seeing that the linebacker position is vital to know where these guys going to line up at, bro, because like I said, we got camp competition coming up. We need to know how this going to go down. What's up, AB? My man 704 said, put some respect on his name. I didn't tell you Shaq is 9 years too late for respect. I'm telling you.
I mean, 704, respectfully, he's just there for default. Shout out to you, though.
Oh, man. Fred Hill said, yeah, Hill is solid. Okay, I got you. So that means I need to keep because we're going down to training camp this Friday. To anybody out there, y'all want to come kick it with the crew, we will be down there Friday in Spartanburg as well as Saturday. Rolling out there. You're going to see me, the GOAT, popping in the building. We will be showcasing for Black Cat, and we will be out there getting to it. So y'all, pull up on us if you're out there. Let's get to them corners. That's where it gets interesting. Oh, Rock Jones, I'm getting there, brother. Yes, sir. I am getting there. Well, thank you, Fierce Atlanta lady. You're right. Hit that like button. Love the channel, even as a Falcons fan. Much respect for y'all. Oh, I appreciate the love. Yeah. All right. Now we get to the cornerback position. Whew. JC Horn and a bunch of other niggas. So how y'all feeling, fellas? Where is the battle going to be coming at in the cornerback room?
Well, this is my question right here. What is, because last time when I looked at the injury report, Jackson was still injured, but I also heard that he will be available and will be practicing for this coming practices. So I mean, he has been out for a while. I'm hoping that he's fully recovered, but I'm just wondering, do they still have the medic sign right beside him?
Yeah, take a look right here, bro. Take a look. Achilles questionable for week 1 against Atlanta. Dante Jackson. But look at this shit here. This is new. Hamstring injury for Von Bell.
Oh,
Oh man. Oh Lord, here we go with the injuries. Now everybody coming in and starting to get injured. This could be a problem. Cause look at
yeah.
this: Brian Burns, J.C. Horn, Dante Jackson, and Von Bell all got injury signs beside them. Now I know Brian Burns' issue was just him having from cleanup surgery, so I'm not even worried about him. JC, we know that he had a bone issue. I'm not worried about him. But Dante Jackson and Von Bell, here we go.
Walk with the hammies.
Look, the camp ain't even started yet, and Dante Jackson already on the damn stretcher. So I'm
Well, this
starting
is
to
the
get
thing.
sick. Go ahead, go. I'm getting sick of this motherfucker, man.
I'm starting to wonder, are they being very cautious? Because any kind of tweak, like they threw J.C. Horn foot in the boot immediately. He didn't even break it. He had a sprain, but they just being just like overly protective, and just trying to make sure that even if it really isn't a full like hands-on hamstring like pull, or what I'm saying, or rip or tear, they're putting it in there and just cautiously saying, "Hey, look, we're gonna babysit you." You know what I'm saying? Until we know you, we don't want you to tweak anything else. So let's let you rest. I wonder if that's what they're doing for precautionary reasons.
Lord have mercy, bruh. Dante Jackson has been hurt like 4 years in a row,
Well, I ain't
and
talking about
it's
Dante.
like
I'm talking about like Bell.
I don't know why
Uh,
my mind just keeps going on Dante, man. We just got Bell, and Bell already hurt. Oh, I hope it's a precautionary step, man. Like you said, if not, we gonna be in some deep shit already. And like I said, I hate to be in a position where we scraping around trying to get talent because I like Rowe, but Rowe might have to. Jamie Robinson and Rowe's gonna have to get a little more tread on their tires this year. Oh boy. Shout out to Sideshow Rob. He said keep an eye on Stanley Thomas Oliver, cornerback. His year 3 might be his time. I hear that, Sideshow. I hear
Boy,
that.
boy.
We wishing upon a star now.
Oh
So
my
let's
goodness.
break down this cornerback room, man. Okay, at the right cornerback position, which is cornerback 1, we got J.C. Horn. We know he's solidified there. Um, Now the way how they got him, because look at the major drop off after J.C. Horn. They got Stanley Thomas Oliver, Herb Miller, Mark Milton, and Kobe Richardson right there. They done pencil in Jeremy Chin to play a little bit of corner behind him. Isn't that something? Then on the right corner, in the left cornerback position, Dante, which we already know already hurt. They got him as cornerback number 1. C.J. Henderson is cornerback number 2. Keith Taylor, cornerback number 3. They got Rajon Wright 4 positions behind. So that's my guy. I'm going to say that Rajon Wright is my guy, and I hope that he can ascend to cornerback number 2. If he can jump all these guys right here and go up there and be a starter, I'd much rather see what he has versus watching C.J. Henderson for another year. Now that's just my personal opinion. I project, and this is just me being honest, that we're gonna go J.C. Horn. We're gonna probably keep Stanley Thomas Oliver. We're probably going to keep either Herb Miller or Kobe Richardson because Mark Milton probably don't have a chance. He's just a camp body. But I think we're going to keep either Stanley Thomas Oliver and Kobe Richardson and keep 4 corners on that side because we're going to need them. We're going to need, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're going to keep 4 corners on that side. Then you got Dante, CJ Henderson. They're probably going to keep CJ Henderson and Keith Taylor and let them play out the rest of this season to really see what they're going to be. And Rajon Red, I hope he gets the nod because I like that guy. To me, he has potential star written all over him. They just have to give him the opportunity. And I think CJ Henderson and Keith Taylor is in his way. They're going to block his shine. So I think that guy needs to really get a chance to go at it, man. Let's get to some of these comments though. Wright will be battling at cornerback. Who will stay healthy? Ooh, good question, Pickle. Well, it ain't Dante. I'll tell you that now. It's definitely not Dante. This bitch is already hurt. Um, I'm gonna be real with you. The healthiest corner that we got is probably going to be one of those guys that's undrafted,
Them
which is
rookies.
probably Colby Richardson or Rajon Wright. I hate to say it.
We should have been moved on from DJ. I'm not even gonna lie. He cannot stay healthy.
Ooh, boy, you about to get me started. I mean, D-Jack is just like I said. He's a 4-3, 4-4 guy that can get up there and run with the best. It's just he gets burned by fast receivers.
He trusts his speed too much, and I don't think he really watch his opponents before the week even come because unknown wide receivers, he don't even shut them down. We seen how Waddle did him, so I think
Mm-hmm.
that was Waddle rookie year.
Jalen Waddle, that boy from Washington gave him the business, cooked that nigga like some Chinese food in a pot. I'm trying to tell you. Every time I look, he was getting cooked. So at the cornerback position, J.C. Dante, Keith Taylor, C.J. Henderson. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going. Like I said, they reported. Now this was several weeks ago that he should be ready for. You know what I'm saying? These OTAs practices basically. But I'm not even gonna count him there. I'm assuming that either CJ gonna take his spot or Taylor. And unless Rajon Wright does some exponentially crazy improvements, because he is a rookie, he's got to learn the game. He's
Mm,
gonna be corner number 4.
mm. My man Chris Turner said we definitely need to get a free agent cornerback in the building. I'm starting to agree. Somebody else. Hell, bring Josh Norman ass back up in here. Hell, get him from the coffee. Bring him in here to let him do something. I think that this cornerback position is more of a problem than we realize, and it might come to bite us in the ass. Like Wiley was saying yesterday, is we're going to be in a prevent. We're going to be in a lot of quarters defense, and the object of the quarters is to keep the guys in front of you, so that way you don't go anything over the top of the head. The problem is once a nigga get in the vicinity of C.J. Henderson or Keith Taylor, all it takes is one shake move and them boys going down. That's the problem. Even in a prevent or a quarters coverage, those boys are still liabilities because they do not know how to stick with their man or keep the play in front of him.
And
They can't do that.
those were backup corners. I think me personally, I think the coaches know that the cornerback room is our weakness, so they want to rely on the linebackers for coverage and stopping the run. I think we're gonna rely on the linebackers heavily this season. Me personally,
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, though. Because to me, I thought that's what Steve Wilkes ran. I felt like he ran a 4-3 prevent. Because if you remember how Dante Jackson was playing, he was 12 yards off
yep.
the wide receiver. They didn't want anything to go in front of him. You know what I'm saying? They wanted him to keep everybody in front. They didn't want anything to get behind them. They wanted to keep everybody in front of them, which to me is just stupid because a person like a Brady, he likes to dink and dunk, so they're just gonna keep dinking and dunking all game.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get aggressive at some point. So I'm guessing. I mean, we got to hope and pray that front seven gets to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My man, let me go back to this comment. Rock Jones said, Panthers reporter said, look up for Mark Milton. Um, that one is up in the air. And then Panther Pickle says, if Bell is out in week 1, who starts, Rowe or Robinson? Chin, Rowe, or Robinson? Um, if Von Bell is out, the guy, the free agent safety we went out and pay all this money to be that guy, you got to kind of move Jeremy Chin back up there to give you some kind of stability, and you can rotate him and roll in and out. If
Yeah, I
Rowe
was
is
thinking
playing a
that.
little bit of corner, you got to rotate him a little bit more. And then you put the young rookie out there to get his feet wet a little bit, just to give him a little bit of tread on the tire.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, yeah. I agree with that.
Mark Milton, I can see him doing well. Fred Cunningham said, y'all going to the training camps? I'll be there. Yes, Fred, we will be there Friday. Like I said, me, the GOAT, popping. We will be there. So if y'all out there in Spartanburg, show your boys some love. Like I said, we will be out there Friday during the day, Friday during the afternoon, as well as Saturday. We'll be at some point out there at training camp, and we'll be at the PNP meet and greet as well. So pull up on us, show us some
Yeah,
love.
yeah. Come out there, man. Let's enjoy this festivities together
Yes, sir.
for sure.
What happened to Bell? Oh, okay. Bell had I believe it was a hamstring injury. Let me go back and make sure. Hamstring. So he is pull his hammy out there doing couple of workouts, I guess. Which I don't
Yeah.
understand it, man. Long as it's not two individuals, long as I don't see YGM or Terrence Marshall Jr. on the injury report, I'm cool.
Ah, let me not say that. Let me not say that. God, forgive me. Yeah.
I know. We moved on from the linebackers, but looking at Hill's stats, he's no better than Shaq. So I'm not really looking forward to seeing Hill this year doing big
What you,
things.
what you mean no better than Shaq? Shaq was one of our best linebackers according to Wiley.
Yeah, but looking at Hill stats, like his career,
Uh-huh.
it's not it.
I'll be damned. My man said most of our slot cornerback play will be from the safety, so we really need outside cornerbacks. Chin roll, Jamie Robinson will be playing slot. I agree with you 100% sideshow. I think CJ Henderson will have more of a fire this year as it's a contract year for him. I don't know, sideshow. The boy just seemed a little slow. Something wrong with him. I don't think he all the way there. I ain't saying he dribbling from the mouth, but I'm just saying something wrong with the boy.
Even then, side show. I don't like when players do that. You want to show out when it's contract season instead of just playing great to your ability. I don't like that from players. You want
So
to show out 1 year and get paid? Like that don't make sense to me.
he said Henderson and Taylor is trash.
Hell yeah.
Kobe Richardson has a lot of potential to me. Oh yes, him and Rajon Wright are my two guys that'll break out on this cornerback room, and I got a lot of faith in those guys, man. Because the more and more I see them, the more empty voids that I see at cornerback, the more I'm hoping that they can fulfill those roles, man. We need those brothers to step up. So if y'all are listening, fellas, Rajon Wright, Kobe Richardson, this is your boy Q. I believe in you, brother. Get into that playbook. Go ahead. Keep your head down. Your time is going to come, young bulls. Get to it. I believe in you guys. See? And y'all say I couldn't be positive.
Hmm.
Doing a good job so far.
Yeah, yeah. This training camp, man. I'm excited. If you as excited as I am, man, y'all already know it's a fresh season. It's a restart on everything. I can't wait to get out here to really see the camp position battles. It's going to be a dogfight at practice every single day. I can't wait to see it, man. I'm excited. Preseason will be telling for our cornerback depth. Looking forward to seeing who rises. Yes, sir, Rock Jones. He said those are top wide receivers. What he talking
I don't know.
about? Stanley Thomas Oliver has been one of the best special team players on our team. He has all the size, speed, and quickness to be great. The question is that has he learned from the NFL game though? Has he learned? Well, what year is he in? This is what, third year for him? Third going on fourth for Stanley Thomas Oliver?
I'm looking it up.
I think so, because I think old dumbass got him in the first year in like the sixth round or so. It's a lot of zone blitzing. Hey, Eli Apple is waiting for a call. Hey, I'll take Eli Apple. We just had this discussion the other day, Pickle, and I said he's one of those guys that left our team and went and competed in the Super Bowl. That's we had a lot of guys on this team that we did not know were polished gems, and we kept them and we broke them down to rhinestones over here, but they went and shined other places. Denzel Perryman, Eli Apple was in the Super Bowl contending. I mean, look at uh the edge rusher that's in Philly. What's his name? I
Hassan.
can't. Hassan Reddick. I can't ever get him right. Hassan Reddick was one of the top guys we had, man. 11 sacks here. He going dominated Philly. Just a breakout guy. Imagine what this team could be if we had that all-pro Denzel Perryman. We had Hassan Reddick still here and a slew of guys that got away from us with Eli Apple and all those guys. We could have had a competent team. Imagine if we still had Stephon Gilmore to put opposite of J.C. Horn. Oh my God.
So this is Stanley 4th year. We drafted him in 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's time for him to produce now. I think it's going to be a lot of safeties on the field. Yeah. We run at least 4 to 5 safeties all the time in that 3-4. Because like I said, prevent quarters coverage. That keeps the play in front of us. So it's going to be a lot of beneath and a lot of intermediate throws that you're going to see on us this year. You shouldn't see much over the top on us because that's what 3-4 is. It prevents all that. That's what's up. Shout out to Fred Cunningham. 704 says, sign my shirt, popping.
That's funny. Yeah.
It's curious. Yeah. It's curious to see Dalton Risner remain in the free agents. At 27, he's shown the ability to start at guard in this league, and it's surprising to see him remain available. I'm pretty sure it's going to cost us a little grip. And I'm pretty sure that they want to kind of see what Cade Mays or one of these other guys that we have drafted and gotten on this team already before they go and spend money like that. You kind of got to, like I said, I think Cade Mays has the potential to come out here and be a starter. It's just, can he force his way to the starting role? My man Cody, what's happening, Cody? Heard something interesting the other day about Ejiro Evero on a podcast that we might need to factor in for Brian Burns this season. Uh-oh. What you got? Free agent cornerbacks. Okay, so my man Pickle listed all the free agent cornerbacks he think we should pick up. Ronald Darby, William Jackson III, Marcus Peters, Troy Hill, and Casey Hayward. I actually think Marcus Peters would be a good pickup for the Panthers if we were to go ahead and get him and bring him in on camp. Like, people laugh at Marcus Peters because he got, torched a couple of times, but he's still a very, very valuable guy. I like him and Casey Hayward out of your list, Pickle. I think the rookie cornerback out of the draft might do something. Rajon Wright. That's what he said. Yes, sir. I agree with you 100%. My man said, ain't no way Darby's still out there. Yeah, he's still there chilling. I'm not re-signing C.J. Henderson after the season, no matter what or how good he does. But if we can get one solid year of play from him before he goes, we should do that. If he still has no fire, he won't be in. Well, I mean, you got to look at it. We gave up, what, third round pick for him? Third round pick, I believe. A third round pick, and we gave up a good tight end to get him. And so far, it's a one-sided deal because Jacksonville has been eating off of that tight end that, we sent them. Trevor Lawrence has been using that guy to the best of his abilities. So I hate to help another team start winning, but that's what we did when we picked up C.J. Henderson, man. This guy is still learning, and he's very young. I don't think he's 25 yet, is he, fellas?
You said who?
Yeah,
Henderson?
He's not
CJ.
the phone, no.
I don't think he's 25 yet. And this guy still, that's no excuse for him. You a former first round pick. I expect this guy at some point in time to develop coverage skills that's good enough to be able to at least not have to get so many pass interferences. Think about it. In the first 5 games of the season last year, he had a pass interference in each game because when the play broke down and it got time to him to make a play, instead of he tried to play the ball, he would play the receiver,
Run right into him.
run right into him or throw him down,
Yep.
which I don't understand, bro. I don't understand. Like you were taught better than that, and then you had the guru of cornerbacks. You had you had Denzel over there to teach you. Come on now,
He's
Steve Wilkes.
24.
He's 24,
Yep.
so he still could be looked at as a rookie, even though he's 4 years in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, how long is it going to take? It took Gino 10 years for the light to come on. Is it going to take CJ the same?
Mm-hmm.
Reggie on the right would be a starter before the year's up. Yeah, I believe so. I got a lot of faith in that young fella, man. Young Bull is going to come here and take it to the next level. Reggie on the right would be a starter. I like Reggie on the right. I think he could be the next man up through development. Yes, sir. Cody says, I was listening to the Bootleg Football podcast, Brett Coleman's pod, and he was saying that Ezero Evero, as a Vic Fangio disciple, likes to use his primary pass rusher as a decoy.
I heard that one too.
Woo!
I heard that one too, Cody. And
Go!
I went back. What's going on? What's going
What
on?
up? What up?
Uh,
What's up, brother?
I went back. I went back to look at that, and that's kind of true. Um, and I was looking at that same podcast, and I was listening to that same thing he was saying, and that might make Evero's defense might make Brian Burns take a step back. So for the people who sit there and not really looking at, well, not saying not really looking at football or not seeing the nuances of football, what he was saying was that Vic Fangio, Evero, Dom Capel system takes the star player, since you're going to scheme for him anyway, it pretty much puts the bullseye on him and makes you double him and do whatever and makes the other guys get off. You know what I mean? It's back in the day we just had the Jordan and this and that debate where they hack a shack and all kinds of shit like that. So you say either I'm going to block these other guys and let Burns get off, or I'm going to go ahead and neutralize Burns and let the other guys hurt me if they can. Now, we ask the question, who are the other guys that could hurt him? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sitting there saying, our fucking depth, man, I was thinking about that thing last night. And Q, I stepped in when you were just talking about CJ Henderson.
Mhm.
Now, if and y'all may have already talked about this before I got on, but that cornerback room is weak, bruh, because see, at the coveted 39, what I always kept telling y'all, we drafted a receiver that's 4th or 5th on the depth chart. Remember that. Well, we could have drafted an impact corner. They were still on the board. We could have drafted an impact edge rusher, still on the board. We could have drafted a whole lot of things that were still on the board versus a 4th round depth piece receiver. Now, Mango, we all say he's gonna be a stud, you know, but would y'all rather have an impact corner right now, plug and play, or a 4th, 5th round depth piece at receiver that
They
might come
was
around mid season or something like that?
they was so focused on replacing DJ, they weren't worried about the knees on the team. I
But
would have
we had
went
already
cornerback or
drafted,
pass rush.
we had already drafted. Well, we went in free agency, and we got Thielen, we got Hurst, and then we got Chalk. Don't you think you addressed DJ with 3 people?
I mean, you should feel that way, but those like Adams up there in age. Chark is, I don't want to say he's injury prone, but he has some injuries. And then you have Hurts, which is a tight end. He's not a receiver. But I
But that
mean,
don't that still don't excuse the fact that
it don't.
when we went into the draft, as you looked at it, because it ain't changed from the day we come out of the draft to right now. The
Mhm.
main goal is the fourth or fifth option. If you put Chenault in front of him, or if you don't, fourth or fifth option. So that being said, and the way they should have looked at it, they should have drafted another position at 39.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, check this out, go. My man, Mr. Boom Bastard, said I can't go off of last year when we got a completely different coaching staff. Our cornerbacks might play better under this new regime. Did you
But
take
see,
that?
Mr. Boombasta, we ain't worried about what they might do, bro. We're looking at history. These guys have gotten hurt. I caught some of the, like I said, some of the live right here before I got on. I was down in the country. Uh, like you said, Dante Jackson is injury prone, cuz. Point
Mm-hmm.
blank.
Hmm.
He misses at least 4 to 5 games a year. 4 to 5
Guaranteed.
games a year. Guaranteed. So that's 25 to 35%. Now you do the math, Mr. Boomboxer. 25 to 35%. He's on, so 75%, 60 some odd percent of the time you have one of your two corners. What you gonna do?
And even
Let's say
then, go ahead.
he's always and he's always out at the end of the year. So let's just say you win this cupcake division and you go to the playoff. You missing your starting corner, bro. In playoff time. Think about it. Just a little something to put out there now. That's all I'm saying.
And even then, Mister, you talk about coaches. They might play different with different coaches, but Wilkes was on the team early in the season before we put him the head coach. So looking at CJ Henderson, we played the Bucks. Did you see any improvement, or did he get his ass beat?
Got his
And
ass
Taylor.
torched
So
like the
And
4th of
Taylor.
July.
so
Both of
some players you can't you can't move the stick for them. It
them.
is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. Mike Evans had a menage a trois with them two motherfuckers. Point blank.
Oh my God.
He
Y'all
had
are
a
too
menage,
much.
cuz. And that's just Mike Evans. Mike Evans a dog. But think about think about CD Lamb in the playoffs. Think about AJ Brown in the playoffs. Think about, you know what I'm saying? I ain't it, man. Go ahead with that shit, man. Go ahead. I love you, but hey, dog, y'all got to think further than just what's going on. I know you love the team. We have a term around here called fanboy. And I keep telling y'all, please take the fanboy out and look at this team, because this team is still rebuilding. It's still in the rebuilding stage. So you
Yep.
got to tell these motherfuckers, you got to hold these motherfuckers foot to the fire if we want to be competitive in 3 to 4 years. By the time Bryce Young's contract come up, or if Bryce Young is healthy enough to make it to the 4th or 5th year, you see what I'm saying? We're going to have to pay Bryce. And then the direction of this team is going to turn another way, meaning we're going to have to be really, really selective on how we do things, because we're going to have high budget then. We're going to have to really, really start drafting well. This hit
Yep.
or miss shit in the draft, that ain't going to, oh, buddy. Now, y'all wanted a big time quarterback. You got him. And this is the stuff that comes with a big time quarterback. See, that's the little thing that Wolf was saying to y'all. He was telling y'all the other day. You remember he said, if Bryce hits, then
200
he
million
did
man.
tell you what he was talking about. You're going to have to pay him. He's a $200 million man. Yeah, you're right, Jay.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. Oh my God. Shout out to Panda Pickle. He said, but let's be clear. Vic Fangio learned it off of Dom Capers in Carolina.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's
Huh?
going on, Wiley?
Man, this is a
Wale,
weak ass. What's up, man?
what's going
Fangio and
on?
Capers play a different style of defense. Both 3-4. Fangio plays zone. He don't blitz a lot. and this is the problem. It's low hanging fruit. Everybody says Fangio. It's not true. That's why Capers are him with them. With him. If you look at Capers, he normally blitzed a lot. And if you look at last year with Denver, they were number 3 team in the league in blitzing. This is dumb, but okay.
Look, the Oracle is in the building. Wiley, Panthers, Germany. What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Ain't nothing to it, man. That podcaster, they don't know what the hell they talking about, man. But you know what? It's nice. It's a nice conversation. You don't know what the hell you talking about.
Oh,
Here's the funny part. So, yes, Fangio was our first defensive coordinator. But both Fangio and Dom worked first together at the Saints before Dom got his job, defensive coordinator job at Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm saying is they got two different. When Dom brung Fangio to run the defense, Dom really was based on Dom's type of defense, which is blitzing a lot. That's why we did good the first couple years he was coach. But Fangio, if you look at his defense, he mainly runs quarters a lot more. And it's more of a cloud type of 3-4. They kind of confuse you. And then they blitz, not with the outside linebackers, more they blitz up the middle with the inside linebacker. So I'm just different style.
Shout out to everybody who's watching right now. 50 of you guys in here. Please do us a favor and like the video. Show that love, man, because the algorithm is popping. You want your boys to be there first. Like the video. We'll continue to trend. Man, I'm telling you right now, this is one of the things, while I got all y'all here now, I started off talking about the 53-man roster, the projections, who we think will make it, who's in, who's out. I went by position to position. And I also saw this article while I was looking that spoke on the NFC South, and it had the NFC South basically in a cradle because they were saying that none of the teams in the NFC South this year is going to win over 8 games. How y'all feel about that?
Yeah. Just like they said the Falcons going to win 2 last year. I believe them.
Wally, now I ain't said it. They said it. Look.
I know. You got your hands clean. I see your hands clean.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, these people they say crazy stuff how they can.
Them boys,
Wiley,
Carolina Panthers.
It's not as far as it was last year. You think about it now. I mean, really, take the fanboy out of it, y'all. Please, I'm gonna use that. That's my term. Fanboy.
Right.
Take that shit out of it, though.
Hey, can I address Pickle? Pickle and I got this old man thing going on. Hey, Pickle, I know he was a linebacker coach, but what you don't know, Pickle, is Dom was the secondary coach at the Saints at the same time frame, brother. I'm just saying.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, go, and I'm gonna put the link in the chat just in case Pickle want to come up here and state his fact.
Now I said take the fanboy out of it. When dude said that, I was like, whoa, y'all got to start thinking like that as well. You got to start looking at it like, man, he got a point. When people say shit, just analyze. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Don't just be like, this is my team and we good.
Right.
That's not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, the fact all the time. They said, y'all got to think. We finished what? 7-10. Atlanta finished 7, and the Saints finished 7-10, and the Bucks finished 8-9. Right?
Mm-hmm.
One game apiece. The division is not that far apart, other than I say the Bucks. The Bucks won't be. They might still be 2 or 3 games out away from from the bottom, but
The
it's not a
defense
big
ain't
division
bad.
in the division. No.
The Bucks defense is not bad.
That statement that my man made, that
It's
all
not
these
far
teams
off.
it's not far off.
Because the Panthers, we haven't been dominating shit. So I agree with Kendall. Get your damn fandom out of it.
Look at this right here.
Uh-oh.
The NFC South, they got it listed right here on how they see everything going. Based off of PFF and how they do their things. They got Atlanta Falcons under 7 projected wins for the year.
Mm.
The Panthers are over 8 projected wins this year. They say you have to applaud what's been done to support top pick Bryce Young, but the defense is still man. And you have to assume that there'll be some growing pains with all those new parts coming together for Young. The Panthers will take advantage of an easy schedule in a weak division to up their win total marginally from 7 in 2022. So they expect us to win 8 plus.
What I've been telling y'all, go back and watch the old show. I tried to tell you.
Shout out to Pickle, man. What's up with you?
What's up, guys?
Oh
What
man.
up, Pickle?
Hey, Wally, chill, brother. I ain't trying to argue with you. I mean, I know Fangio gets by with his defense because he likes that sneaky style, what I call that sneaky coverage defense type thing. You know,
it's always his coverage.
Yeah, and to me, as my own personal opinion, if all I was going to do was line up the coverage, I'd have stayed in a 3-4 or the 4-3, but we didn't. So, but I liked Dome. I liked him as a head coach, but he's too old to be head coach now, so we good. Let him be assistant defensive coordinator. So,
So y'all, how y'all feel about New Orleans? They got them under 9 wins for the year, and they're saying the reason is because Derek Carr certainly gives the defense a stout boost overall, but you got to factor in the division. The Saints are positioned to make a slightly bigger post leap than Carolina, but let's not pretend like their roster is anywhere near where it once was.
Nope.
That's the word on New Orleans. And then right here, lastly, with Tampa Bay, they project them to get under 6 wins. It's essentially a rebuild with big changes in the trenches for the Bucks. The team doesn't have a long-time future at quarterback on the current roster. I have a feeling that it will be a throw in the towel type of year in Tampa. Damn. I didn't say it.
Is that not the same thing that we've been saying over here the whole time?
Yeah.
That we've been preaching the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, y'all, let's go. We can get over here and talk about fuck the Falcons, this and that, but you're just fanboying. We're not that far from them. And y'all say Derek Carr ain't shit, but we're not that far from the only thing on them, they lost a lot of pieces trying to sign Derek Carr because of their financial issue, their financial woes, which we know they being had there. And they gave away draft picks. And like we said, if Sean didn't go and want to coach again and got that pick back from Denver, they'd have really been up shit's creek. But they luckily snuck their way back into the first round of the draft, and they was able to pick up a piece because they couldn't afford a piece. They was able to draft a piece.
Yeah, but it is like the starting center though.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, we got Shy Tuttle. Atlanta's got what's his name?
Yeah, that's defense. I'm talking about they're starting. Yeah, but their starting center, he just retired.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They lost their starting center. They lost 2 tackles, and somebody in the backfield. That's what I'm saying. They lost key pieces.
Yes, sir. So it's always interesting to see how everybody feels about the NFC South. We get on here, we tell you how it is, and we say basically we need to pump the brakes. Carolina is primed to get out there to win 9 games, 10 games plus this year, but let alone we must pump the brakes before. We don't want to put the cart in front of the horse. I think that we're going to have a good season this year. I really do. I'm just worried because, like I said, I had a chance to catch that quarterback show on Netflix, and the stuff that quarterbacks go through, I don't expect Bryce Young to be on a Kirk Cousins level when he first get in here. I don't expect him to be on a Patrick Mahomes level, nor do I expect to see him on a Mariota level mentally. But I'm telling you, some of the stuff that you see, quarterbacks, the imprint that they have on these games are so vital because they can boom, with their legs, with their arms. They depict every single play that's in the NFL, man, on the offensive side of the ball. I love it. I got a newfound respect for what I'm seeing from these quarterbacks because it doesn't stop when they get off the field. Like I watched Kirk Cousins. He was so freaking sore. He couldn't even move his hands, and he still had to get out there and get practicing for the next week. I'm like, the toll that it takes on the body for an NFL quarterback is off the charts. And I respect the
NFL
hell out of
player.
this guys.
That's
Yes.
an NFL player. Hey, man, do you realize, man, some of them guys that's done 16 years and all kinds of shit like that. Not to mention, like the biggest thing was concussions and all that stuff a little while back. Well, it still is now. But some of these guys, man, are like 40 some years old and they walking like they 70, bruh. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Man,
The,
I
the,
I look at some of that what I saw, and I was one of the hardest critics on a guy like Kirk Cousins. I always say he was middle of the pack. He don't prepare like he should. I was so wrong, and I'll be the first to admit that I am wrong. And I'll come on here and say, hey, it is what it is, bruh. Like it's one of those things when you look at the preparation, those guys are mentally sitting down, they getting in cryo throughout the week, they going in ice cold pools to preserve their body. Mentally they're sitting down having their brain read. I'm like, this stuff is on next level stuff. They're sitting down with their wives and their family trying to prepare, learning shifts, line shifts, X, Y's. They're learning all the verbiage that they need to learn for the next week because it changes every week. The verbiage change every single week. I'm so impressed with what I saw, man.
Yeah, I can't wait till if they do another one. If Netflix does another one, I'm
Mm-hmm.
right there if they do another one. That shit was
Yes,
so
sir.
entertaining it don't make no sense. For real.
We got
But
Mm-hmm.
Cody in the building. What up, Cody?
Yeah, what up, y'all?
Chilling.
Cody.
Cody Lack.
Yeah, man. I heard y'all talking about quarterback. Dude,
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the best football documentaries I've ever seen. I
Yes,
loved it.
I ain't
sir.
lying.
I
You,
loved it.
you ain't lying. You
I
ain't lying.
loved it. And so Q, you were talking about like, what level to expect them on, like Kirk Cousins level or whatever. One of the reasons I believe that Bryce is gonna have a very good season right out the gate, not just being a fanboy, is because when they were going through all the different kinds of plays and all the shit that they got to memorize and the different formations and the checks and all these different things, like forget about his size for a minute. They're saying that they haven't seen a quarterback come to the draft in 10 years with the type of mental aptitude that Bryce Young is already showing. He's going to be
Mm-hmm.
able to pick up shit real quick. And if he's able to do that, run the offense fast, like, bro, we got the guys to be able to go make some shit happen.
Cody.
Like, that's going to be
Cody now.
fire.
Let me ask you a question. You just said that.
Yeah.
How far does your mental aptitude take you before you have to put the physical in it? How much now?
Right?
Did you
I
see
mean,
the way that? And what did I tell you? What did I tell y'all now? I'm not knocking Bryce. Bryce
I
is our
don't know,
quarterback.
Colt.
Let me
I don't
say
know.
that
Look at
all the
Tom
time.
Brady.
But let me say
Look at
that
Tom
all the
Brady.
time. I'm
Tom
not
Brady
knocking Bryce.
wasn't
Bryce is
gifted.
our quarterback. Now you just said Q, and Cody just said. Do y'all see? I always tell people about the physicality because I play ball at the collegiate level, and I'm telling you about it. No, I didn't play NFL ball because it steps up. You got to think it steps up every tier. You step up.
yeah.
Now he's at the highest level he can possibly play. And you said, y'all, that quarterback documentary was some of the realest shit. Some of that other
Yeah.
shit is watered down. That was some of the realest shit that you're gonna see, almost like being right there in the game. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, and and the physicality that they showed just shows some people how this game really is, and that's
Yeah.
all. I think a lot of people are thinking about. Oh, well, he gets the ball out fast enough. He's not gonna get hit. That's bullshit.
Oh, he's going to have to
well,
be
He
hit.
gonna get
yeah,
There ain't no way around it. He's going to take He's gonna take hits. And hey, I'm gonna be real. As a Bryce Young supporter, even when I was watching that shit, I was like, damn, man. Like Bryce is gonna be, yeah,
Yeah,
man. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
like, I mean,
Yeah.
listen, there's no way around it. The man's 5'10", or
Yeah.
200 or whatever. But this is what I'm saying though. If you look at a player like Cuba saying, like Tom Brady or like a Drew Brees, if you have elite control of what's
Peyton
going
Manning.
on in front of you,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
if you have that type of control over the offense, yeah,
Yep.
you're gonna take hits no matter what. But
Right.
you can mitigate those hits by being in control and on time. And
Right.
they're gonna
I
have
understand.
all different types of.
Cody, if
You was
Nah,
back on
if you
satisfying
got some,
Kendall now.
if you got, let's just
I
say some
saw
of
them
DJ.
hits.
Okay, we'll say some of DJ Chalk, right? Let's say some plays that's made out for DJ Chalk are going to be a little longer than say a Allen Thielen in the slot or a Hayden Hurst. You know what I'm saying? Doing a drag across, right? So we can get that out in 2.5, 2.8 or something like that. The one that
Yeah.
takes maybe 3, and then you say right at that 3.1, he gets that motherfucker out and he takes that book kaboom. You understand what I'm saying? That's
Right,
the
but
one.
you know,
The one that
right.
he has to hold on to the ball. You know what I'm saying? That extra tenth of a second there is gonna, and I'm not saying I just every time y'all hear me talk about Bryce, I just say his durability, his durability, his durability. What scares me? That scares me, y'all. That's the only thing that scares me. And I'm saying going into that 4th to 5th year, where the Panthers are gonna be a great team, not a good team, a great team, a headhunter team, ready to go compete for the crown.
Yeah.
Well,
My
I'm
last
if
thing,
scared that he might.
my last thing, and I'll let Pickle or somebody else go.
Uh-huh.
Another thing that I think that you're sleeping on a lot, Kendall, is okay. Whenever we compare him to a Drew Brees or a Tom Brady because they weren't physically like active, those aren't great comparisons because my man has physical capabilities from inside the pocket that those other dudes didn't have. I'm sorry, Bryce is way more evasive from inside the pocket than a Drew Brees or a Tom Brady ever was. He has that type of. So listen, he's definitely going to take some shots. That's the game, no matter what. But he's going to be able to make plays happen that those other guys that were mentioning just weren't capable of. He's like a modern day pocket passer. He's not ever going to be on design quarterback runs or no shit like that. But he has more than enough escapability to make shit happen, keep his eyes downfield, read the defense, and make a play happen. That's something else I think you really have to consider when talking about longevity in the NFL. Like he can make dudes miss. He really can.
the one thing I like to say is right to me the intelligent level goes where Bryce isn't stupid. Bryce will look
Yeah.
and understand the same thing we did. I watched that NFL documentary too, or the Netflix, but he'll understand that. So does the coaches. So in plays where they know they're going to throw it deep, see if they keep a tight end or running back into pass block. But here's the other key: in them short passes or them running games, if Bryce has to throw it short, if you remember, Drew Brees always had a dump off guy, right? He always had a guy somewhere he dumped that ball off to. All right. We're not used to seeing that in Carolina. Way back in Cam's days, we never saw a dump off guy. I don't remember Jake even having a dump off guy, but a lot of these really good offensive coordinators develop a dump off guy, a guy who's always going to be open and a short pass just for the quarterback to get the ball out. But don't be surprised if some of these plays we saw in the past where receiver drops the ball a lot, running back can't handle the ball. Don't be surprised if they ain't benched quicker than we normally see them in Carolina, because that's what I think. I think they know it. He knows. Bryce knows it, and they knows it. Plus, watching that documentary, I come to a conclusion. Some of the, I don't want to say tall, thick quarterbacks, some of them wouldn't surprise me if it was known that they came out with an attitude as I can handle it, don't worry about it. Bryce may not have that attitude. Bryce may understand better his body than some of the bigger guys who end up being hurt a lot because they couldn't handle the beating, so to speak. That's
Yo,
just my
go.
opinion.
Go check the
Yo,
screen. My man says, Mr. Boombastic said, I wasn't speaking on injury history. I was speaking on cornerback gameplay. Injury history is a different conversation. You want to call me a fanboy? Then all
hmm
right. I'll just see it differently than you.
no, Mr. Boombasa, I call anytime you just say Carolina gonna do this, Carolina gonna do that. We haven't done it yet, y'all.
Your
That's all I'm
connection.
saying, bro. I'm not. I'm
Yep.
not. I'm not. I'm not. Ah, shit. I'm coming through.
You good?
We heard you a little bit, just not
Yeah,
clear.
yeah.
Oh my
I'm coming
God.
through fucked up. I know
Sound
that.
like you sound like you a little
But
bit
I
better
call
right
Mr.
now.
Yeah, Mr. Boombasa, I call everybody a fanboy, bro. That be like, oh, Carolina gonna win this, and we gonna do all this. We haven't did shit yet, y'all. Don't forget, we ain't did shit in 4 years. They got to show me. Let's just start holding them to that standard. Make them show you, y'all. Make them show. If they do dumb
Go.
shit, if they
That's where
do
I'm at
dumb
with
shit,
it.
make
you,
them show you.
Go.
if I can say again, I agree, Goat, for that matter. Nobody's done shit, but at the same time, the Dennis Allen, the head coach of the Saints, ain't done shit. He didn't. He wasn't that they went out in a long,
Yeah.
detailed search and got him, hired him as head coach. They hired him as a defensive coordinator, and he got stuck being a head coach. Okay, their Hall
But
of Fame Pro Bowl head coach dumped their ass after he got him in cap hell. Now they got where they're at. Whatever. I did like Carr, but at the same time, I'll say this: Carr is a statue in the pocket. He don't have no maneuverability, and the Saints' offensive line ain't exactly perfect. So if we can get by that offensive line, and you get even their 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 stud wide receiver been hurt for 3 damn years. He's been hurt for 3 damn years. They still have him on the roster. I don't know that he's worth what they're paying him, but that ain't my problem. So I at the same token, nobody in the NFL has done shit yet, and it's all
Yes,
talk.
sir.
but
And
Yes,
a
Pickle,
sir.
lot of folks talk their talk,
what
but
I'm
they don't
saying,
walk that walk.
this is what I'm saying. We had a chance right in this draft to get the other kid from South Carolina. We go and get Mingo. I'm talking about move. Me and Mr. Boombasa was talking about moves like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we know, and now Mango is fourth or fifth on the depth chart. Don't you think? Now, just I'm asking you this question, Pickle. Don't you think that a first round grade corner would have helped us out more this year than a fourth or fifth rotation wide receiver this year? Right now,
Yeah,
impact.
yes, go. But to be honest with you, if I was doing the drafting, there was a lot of things would change. I wouldn't have drafted a wide receiver in the number second pick. I would have drafted an edge rusher or a corner.
Or
I
corner.
also wouldn't. I also wouldn't have done a lot of the trading they did, but they did. So but I
Okay.
do agree, but I also think corner is by and large being ignored by this team. We spent
I
too
said
much,
that
and
earlier.
Mm-hmm.
if here's I'm going to throw all this out to all of you. If some of these young wide receivers we got on our team come out training camp and show out real good, and it appears we have too many corners, don't be surprised if somebody like that we just signed this year, like Chark, for example, gets traded somewhere for a corner because Chark only signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
It would be dumb to trade a young corner or a young wide receiver who's starting to flash to keep an old guy who's always hurt.
Well, and
Just
think
my
about it
opinion.
this way too. Like now you're going to be able to have Jonathan Mingo and Bryce Young develop at the same time.
Right,
Like that's
exactly.
gonna like no matter what happens, he has a wide receiver one type of prospect that
Right.
you're hoping has that type of
Hey,
potential.
Cody, you know what? That's true. I like that. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying, the position of need
Just the wrong
for
time
this
to do it.
team was the wrong. There you go, JSU. It's the wrong. If we had the luxury to pick a wide receiver to grow with the quarterback, we could have. We needed so many damn pieces. I know that we couldn't pick everything, but to me, we should have did a.
Mhm.
at the wide
I
receiver
mean,
position
to,
in that
to,
draft.
to,
But I mean,
to,
what players specifically? Like, who would we have rather? You know, like Q says, like DJ got comparable stats to DJ Ojolari. So it's like if you're looking at
Q a fanboy.
value, like if you,
Here we go.
Ah,
Here we go.
I
So
mean,
so
hey,
so
bro,
Cody,
come
Cody.
on, Q, is
Oh,
that
oh,
what you
you
said?
said that.
so
And
You
I
Cody.
think
agree,
DJ
but
Shark
I
Hold
agree
better
hold
with
than
hold
Jalari, Cody?
Let me
hold
just
on,
throw
hold on,
this
hold on,
out
hold
there.
on, hold on, hold on, hold
Let,
on.
let me throw
Cause
this
what?
out there. Q said DJ is better than Kraken. I just throw that out there.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
man. I
Anyway,
don't think that's what
that
Q was trying to say.
was definitely not what I was trying to say. But niggas were taking a spin it. But there was another guy, which was the Rush. His name was Rush, and he was the cornerback from Carolina, from South Carolina. He was sitting right there, and
Yes, sir.
like I said, that
Right
would have been
there.
a better fit to get in and plug in beside GC, being that we have holes right there at corner. Or you could, like you said, we went DJ in the third round. You could get two. You could have hit back to back on those picks. I think it should have been done in a better because the value you need is an impact player at 39. Mango, how the fuck is he gonna impact this team? And he on the fourth string, fifth string right now.
Only way we can
Fifth,
see that
yeah.
Q is about 2 to 3 years from now.
But Q,
yeah.
you really believe that he's just a fourth or fifth wide receiver, bro? Like,
No, I
come
don't
on
believe
now.
his talent signifies that, Cody. But on the depth chart, they're not going to start him over DJ Chalk right now. They're not going to start him over Terrence Marshall Jr. And he's going to be right behind him. So Thielen, Terrence Marshall Jr., Shaw, all ahead of him. He has to wait. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's also remember, and let's also remember, I did a podcast this week using a depth chart, or not a podcast, a Twitter space, with my buddy D Skills using the Twitter space using a depth chart. What I'm saying is, let's remember, these depth charts are not put out by the team or the coaches. They're put out by office or reporters who make who they
Pickle, what the hell are
decide.
you saying, Pickle? What the
Well,
fuck
they're
are you
not. I
saying?
mean, they're not. The official depth chart won't be released by the coaches until after preseason. That's just a
Yeah,
fact.
yeah, yeah,
All
So
right.
yeah.
So we
But
look
a
at it
lot of
right
them are
now.
damn
We
close,
we
though.
look.
They damn
Yeah.
close,
Well,
though,
okay.
Pickle.
All right. But what we look at it right now when we say Mingo's a fourth round, and he is by the depth chart we looked at, and by thinking about it. But let's be real here. DJ Chark has yet to play a healthy season. Chances are 50-50 he don't make it healthy past training camp. So if that's the case, then everybody gets elevated. And the other guy we signed from the Vikings, he's got some age on him right now. He's healthy, fine. TMJ's had injury issues himself.
That's true.
Unfortunately, we could line up, and Mingo could actually be a second or third wide receiver going into this season because of injuries, if we ain't careful. If I'm
And
the coach, when I go into the draft, I have to think about that. I have to
it's
think
also
about TGMJ being hurt, Chark being hurt, and Theoden being old. What if Theoden shows his age later in the season? Chances are you're going to need Mingo before the end of the year.
and
Now,
also you want to just get the physical athlete that he is on the field. You drafted him for a reason. He's long, he's strong, he can get downfield, he can beat man coverage, like he can do all these different things. You'll find ways to get him on the field. Like you
So
have to.
so what I'm
But
saying,
Cody,
Cody, what I'm saying is at 39, we could have went Darius Rush. I mean, Rush got the cornerback. We could have turned around and got A.T. Perry in the third round. We
Yeah,
had
but
so
all these
many
ifs, ands, and
options.
buts. Like, so what? What
It
if he
was
ends up being
that's what
a
I'm saying. It was mismanaged, is what I'm saying.
impact in the second round is
but
all
Cody,
he's
Cody,
saying.
Cody, and I'm not talking about what if this happens. I'm talking about something that did happen with playoff implications on the line. Our two starting cornerbacks were out, and the two
Yeah,
replacements got smoked.
yep.
That
yeah.
And
happened.
let's be
So
real.
so
The
it's a
guy who
position of need.
signed his name on that paper to approve C.J. Henderson trade is still the GM of this team. We can blame the head coach all the live long fucking day, but he still signed the name because he was the GM. Now, fact of the matter is, we talk about mistakes. We can go back a long way. We could say that trading a third-round pick for Henderson was a freaking mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You could actually say that we shouldn't have traded CMC until the new head coach decided it. You could say that. But instead, I believe, and I have no proof of this, I believe that when Tepper fired Matt Rule, he gave Scott Fitter an ultimatum: get me more picks or you're going to join him. And that's how it was.
Well, I think Steve Wilkes had a little bit of play in that Christian McCaffrey trade too, as well.
Yeah, he
And
had.
what they were looking at, he was coaching for his job because he was feeling like the guy. Tepper had done come to him and pull him from the D backs positions to take over the entire team, over Snow, over Rule, and cause a big ruckus. Remember, we had a big ruckus at the practice because of this.
Yep.
And he was looking at it as, okay, I'm going to have full reins of this team. But the coach, but Tepper said to even be considered, you'd have to do a magnificent job. So he got fucked in the long run.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
one of the ones where I wanted him. I wanted Steve Wilson because I thought that Steve Wilson was going to be great. But I'm glad that we got Frank Wright because the connections that he has is way more vital to the team. It gives us a better chance to win long term. And I think it's going to be a much better fit for us long term.
Hey, I just want to say I like that comment Jeff R just left. He's like, if you can build the line first, you can plug and play a cornerback. Like that's kind of true, man.
That's
It's like
true.
you can
That's
like
true.
yeah, like and again, like there's a reason we're talking about Rajon Wright for a reason. Like the dude has the physical capabilities. It all boils down to our coaches, man. Coaches have to be teachers first and foremost. When you have a mold of clay that is, better than other ones because of its physical capabilities, you can really mold them into a great player. That's why we got to hope that we got the coaches to do it. And I'm not worried about it because we do have young guys on the team. I mean, okay, I don't want to say I'm not worried about it. I definitely am worried about it, but I really do think that we're not going to have a lot of the backfield issues that we had last year. I think that if we stay healthy, there's no reason why we can't have one of the better defensive teams in the NFL just because of how fast we play. We got speed everywhere.
So to keep a note, after this season, we can
Now,
save $5 million by trading or releasing Dante Jackson. So let him
check.
get hurt and he'll be gone at the end of the year. If he's not already gone, we just can't do it yet. So
Yes, sir, Pickle. Yes, sir. Check out this comment from the Watchman. He said Bryce Young is going to nickel and dime defenses, so you need physical receivers that can catch a short pass and run after the catch. Mango and Chanel can all do that. Catching a short
Yep,
pass ain't hard.
that's a good ass
right,
point. That's a good
right.
ass point. And,
Unless
and
you're
by the way,
unless
like
you're Chuba Hubbard.
they're gonna require, like we're gonna be able to nickel and dime them so bad that inevitably we're gonna get guys open over the top. And hey, you
Yeah.
can question Bryce's arm all you want. The dude is not afraid to throw the ball deep on your ass. He's just
One thing
not.
I like about Bryce, and I've seen it play, and a lot of people won't believe this until they see it, and I understand that. As I do understand, a lot of people will not believe it till they see it. But Bryce is so agile with his movability. He's going to dunk and swerve, and there's going to be talk in the middle of this year is he's so squirmy they can't catch him, and he's going to
Yeah,
throw them
That's what
dump
he
off
known for,
passes.
he
though.
likes
And
Sonic the
it is. You're
Hedgehog.
right. But NFL players are so confident in themselves, and coaches too are so confident in themselves that there's times that it screws them in the end, and I'm waiting for that to happen
Hey
just
man,
because.
shout out to Mr. Boom Bastic. He said it ain't about the instant greatness, but it's been mass improvement already, and the season ain't even started yet. I can be hyped for something I haven't seen yet. That's called having faith in my boy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the
sir.
comment right there. Mr.
And
Bombastic came with that.
once again, a lot
You
of
get a
people
star
say,
for
"Well,
that.
I'm me,
Get his
me,
ass.
me, Mr. Boombastic, everybody, me." Y'all can get mad with me all year if you want to. I'm gonna hold their feet to the fire until I get greatness. So I get greatness. So I get
I
greatness.
got you, Miss.
Mediocrity is not gonna work for me. I
I
want
got you.
greatness.
Same here,
I
I'm here
Kendall.
for
want
you,
a
Mr.
Lombardi.
Robotic. I'm here for you.
I want a
Same
Lombardi.
here, Kendall.
I want to play ball in February.
Hey, go.
I
Look
hear
what else
you.
he
I
said.
ain't
Look
even
what else
mad
he
at
said.
that.
He said, people can't be mad at me because I'm talking my shit before the season starts. I'm
No,
predicting that
no,
we're
you
going to
supposed
shock
to.
the league, and I'm standing on that.
Yeah,
Go.
that's what I'm
You
saying.
supposed
Yeah,
to.
man.
You supposed to.
Bro, we about to
That
do
You
some
shit.
supposed to.
prolific shit this year.
But don't y'all come to me when we win this little cupcake ass division and all this shit, and we get that head taken off our damn shoulders in the playoff. Man, what
Nah,
happened?
we're
Man,
gonna
what
be
happened?
all
Well,
right.
Yeah,
that ain't what
we
you
finally went
said.
against some competition. That's what
Nah,
happened.
we're
No,
gonna be
that's
all
not
right.
what you said.
That's what happened.
You said that you wanted to see us playing in February. Now we might go out and get
That,
our hands
uh,
handed to
the,
us in
the,
February, but
hey,
that's beyond
Pickle,
the point. You still going to see us in February.
the playoffs ain't February. The playoffs start like fucking
Well, the way
November.
the
No, that
NFL
man
play
said
it might
February,
be
Kendall.
February. The way the
He
We
said
ain't
NFL
going
play
past
February.
round
it
one.
might be February.
We ain't
Kendall
going.
talking about the
Hey,
Super
Pickle,
Bowl.
we ain't going past round one.
We ain't going no
We ain't
damn
going
Super
past
Bowl
round
for
one.
the next
Oh, come
for
on,
like
man.
5 years.
Super Bowl in
Mike.
February, bro.
Here we
Well, all right.
go.
I shouldn't say that. We might. Anything's possible. Anyone could win the
Nah, we
lottery
Nah,
and
will.
go to
I'm
the
gonna
Hall of
talk my
Fame.
shit.
not this
What's
But
up,
first
anything's
year.
Kendall?
possible.
Not this
We
first year.
will.
Not
We,
this
we
first
can
year.
and we
You
will.
want you want? Let me take some of that money out for you, then, Cody. Let me get in them
I'm,
Yeah,
pockets, then.
I'm
shit.
telling
Bro,
you,
I'm betting on my
you're like
squad, bro.
me. You see the fan base.
Go. We got a question for you before I go to Mike. My man
Holla.
Risby said, why are you so terrified of competition? It's any given Sunday, so stop being soft and grow a pair.
Oh shit!
Grow
Oh
a
shit!
pair.
Like
Damn,
I
Riz
can't
came with
see
that
nothing right now.
fire.
Look, hey, how Riz? That's why I keep trying to. I keep defending my point. Defending my point. How am I scared of competition when I'm stating the obvious, bro? When I'm stating the obvious. Y'all talking about we got two corners. We got two cornerbacks that got beat for 300 and some odd motherfucking yards by one receiver. Doing the same shit over and over again. And y'all still talking about them same two cornerbacks that's going to be the backup. Come on, man. That's the shit I'm holding to the fire. Them boys should have been cut after that fucking Bucks game.
Yeah, but
Off the rip.
the
But
Oh,
coach
I got
Both of they goddamn.
power.
hold on. Let me get the mic first before we get started. Mike, what's going on?
Now they
Yo,
got
what's
goddamn
good, man?
opportunity to make the fucking team again.
Well, Mike.
Y'all got to go hot.
Huh? For real. These motherfuckers got them two bums got an opportunity to make the team again.
Talk that shit,
Golly.
Kendall.
That's the shit I be talking about.
Talk that shit.
Oh,
Motherfuckers still hollering. CJ could be a good damn corner. Come on, man. He done showed us. How many times he got to show us? He can't play.
Hey, let me ask everybody. I want to ask everybody a question. Who do y'all believe in less, C.J. Henderson or YGM?
I believe less in YGM, man.
CJ
I'm
I
gonna be
Henderson
believe
real.
less
every
than
day,
both
all
of
day,
them, Cody.
and 4 times
Both
a
Yeah,
of
day.
them.
CJ.
Nah, that's not. Nah,
Both
you
of
can't.
them.
We gotta pick one. You gotta
Yeah.
pick one.
You know,
Uh
when you got two sorry sons of bitches, they just two sorry sons of bitches. That's
go.
all it is. There ain't
Go.
no
Risby
question
on
about
your ass.
God damn it,
Risby
man.
said,
it.
go. You literally just said if we make the playoffs, we get our teeth kicked in, bruh. That sounds scary to me.
No, it's
Damn.
called
Okay.
being realistic, Riz. Realistic.
All right, is it my turn?
Yes,
You know,
sir. Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, go. Why we doing
Yo.
this today, man? Why we doing this
Huh?
today? Why you got to cross that many
Why we
lines in
doing this
one
thing?
day? Let me break this down to you,
That's
bro.
what That's what I do. That's what I do, Mike.
I think you're wrong on this very huge. Matter of fact, the most important part of this team, I think people overlook every day. I'm here to tell you, my faith is up there with Bryce Young. I got faith in the playmakers around, but I've got more faith in this defense than I think it seems anybody has. Now, let me explain why.
Go ahead.
I know you talk on Dante Jackson like he's a scrub. Dante
No.
Jackson,
I just say he get hurt, Mike, and then he does.
that's it.
He's got a foot,
Okay,
and he's got an ACL now.
okay. So check this out,
I mean
go. I want you. uh,
Achilles. He got a foot, a toe injury, and an Achilles injury.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Right?
ask you this,
Go ahead,
go.
go ahead,
As
bro.
a healthy defense, just answer this. A healthy defense. Where do we rank in the NFC?
No telling. But have he ever had a healthy season?
Look, I'm asking the questions. Answer the
That's a little
questions.
hard. That's a
I
little
just answered
hard.
it.
That's a little
Yeah,
hard to say
because
with a new defensive coordinator and a new
and a new
scheme, Mike.
scheme.
You
Yeah.
you can't really jump out and say we top 10 or top
Sure
15
the
or
hell
top
ain't.
20
Okay, now listen.
Especially
when
Now,
you
relying
haven't
on the
seen this
blitz.
yet.
Especially
okay,
relying on
so
the
this is what I'm
blitz.
gonna say. This is what I'm gonna
Okay.
say.
2
Come on
years ago,
now.
All right,
them
we're gonna
numbers
break
was
down.
skewed now.
We're gonna break down the NFC defenses. We're gonna break them down. You've got Dallas 49ers and Philly, scary good. You got Detroit with potential. Where's the rest of the defenses?
The NFC ain't that good though, Mike.
That's what I'm trying to say. I think people do
Yeah.
not pay
The
attention
Commanders.
of how light this schedule is and how light this NFC is for as a conference. You're not scared
And
of nobody over here except for a
Mike,
very
but
few, and you're
what I've
always
been
scared
calling the
of them.
schedule. What I've been calling the schedule the whole time. Cupcake, right? Cupcake,
Yeah,
cupcake. Every time y'all hear me say, I say cupcake, cupcake. That's what I say anyway.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying with this schedule, is no way to. I feel with this coaching staff and this schedule, and because honestly, healthy, our defensive backfield is probably top three in the league. Argue with me if you feel otherwise,
Oh,
but I
you
have
I
no
say
don't. I
better.
don't. I agree. I
defensive
agree. I
backfield?
agree.
Our defensive backfield healthy is top three in the league with
Yeah,
Jace
healthy
Horn,
now.
Dante Jackson, Von Bell, Xavier Woods, Jeremy Chin. I'll put that against anybody's backfield, to be honest.
But Mike,
Mike,
I'm gonna ask you a question though, Mike. Do you think
Niggas can't stay
Dante
healthy though.
stays?
no, I'm
Do
finna
you
get his
think
ass
Dante
killed.
stays healthy the whole year? Do you say Dante
What the fuck you
Jackson
mean? Go
can
the
be
nigga
healthy the
hurt
whole?
already.
Mike, Mike, like
Listen. I'm gonna say
everybody.
That's what
this.
I'm asking
I'm gonna
Mike.
say
I'm
this.
asking Mike that question. That's
I'm gonna
all I'm
say
asking
this,
Mike.
and people gonna think I'm crazy for saying this. I think when it
Oh
comes
no.
contract time, people go out there and play through hell and high waters. So he might not be 100% all year, but you're not going to see it because it's time for him to feed his family. If he don't show out
Oh.
this year, he's got no leg to stand on the
Are you talking
NFL.
about
It's
Dante?
not a. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
you
Yeah,
talking
Dante.
about? Yeah, you
That
talking
nigga
about
was
Mike,
Dante?
hurt on his contract
Mike,
season. So what we talking about?
exactly, Jay.
He
What
hurt
the hell you
every
talking
year.
about, Mike?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
sir.
done.
pause.
I'm
Okay,
done.
all right,
So
Jay
you took
Issue.
the words
This
out of
is
my
what I'm
mouth.
saying.
You took the words out of
Listen,
my
this is
mouth.
what I'm saying. This is a very different situation now. A
What's
very
different
different
about it? The
situation.
nigga's still on
Uh,
the roster.
okay. The investments that was made this year is substantial more than any year that Dave Tepper's put in the system. He may have overpaid Matt Rule, but the checks he wrote to get this coaching staff, to get everybody in the office that he could fucking pull out his ass, is more money that he spent in a very long time investing in this team. He is not going to take some regular bullshit anymore. He showed us he got rid of everybody, not somebody, every fucking body.
Okay, cool, Mike. You talking about investment? What investment? You talking about roster wise or coaching? Because everyone ain't gonna go on that field and play some snaps when
I'm
Dante go
saying
down
coaching.
or when Horn go down.
I'm saying coaching.
That's not enough.
It's not.
Hell no. You like the
Tell
other
me.
fans, you and the other fans is acting like injuries is not gonna happen. Injuries is part of the game. When
I
them
didn't
niggas
say
is
it
out,
wasn't.
when them niggas is out, you relying on CJ and Tyler and all them other niggas. Those are band-aids. When we
That
talking
nigga
about
said.
stopping the bleed, a band-aid not gonna stop the bleed. You need your ass needs some stitching. A lot of these
Nigga said
niggas on the
Mike off
roster
his
is
meds
band-aids.
today.
No, I'm not off my
Damn.
Yeah,
meds.
he
No, I'm
is.
being. No, let me tell you why I say this. Because what I said was, when a nigga's on on the contract year, it's funny how these niggas put out everything heaven and earth, and you got to kill them to get off the field. It's
Yeah,
not a Dante Jackson. Just like a lot of our players these past few years, they always took around and got hurt. If you haven't noticed it, I honestly feel like it's slightly on purpose. Some motherfuckers didn't want to play. Some motherfuckers throw Hollywood fucking fits when they feel like they're not getting anything done. And that's why a lot of stars we had are gone. That's why it's a new regime. These players, when it's contract time, they show different abilities.
okay,
And it's
Mike.
Dante Jackson
But Mike,
contract
but
time.
Mike, but Mike, my biggest gripe is this: with playoff implications on the line and the way we performed over in Tampa, the three biggest acquisitions should have been quarterback, cornerback, edge rusher. Quarterback, edge rusher, cornerback. That's the way I seen it. Now I don't
And
know
I
what they were looking at, but that's the way I seen it. Because those were the two when you got two cornerbacks that was out at the same time, or two starting cornerbacks, and one of them that just had an Achilles injury and his toe is always fucked up. So either all could have got hurt at either time, and then we'd have still been down two. And looking at the two backups, what they gave us on that field that day, that should have been the key. The first three things that should have been addressed, whether it was free agency or the draft,
and
point
Mike
blank.
and Mike, I ain't
And
done
it
with
wasn't.
your ass. So when you say D-Jack will do anything when it's contract season, why this man get his ass toasted in the season just to get off the field? He said his injuries is hurting him when he got his ass cooked. Now, when we talk about the playoffs, we just need to beat the Bucks, right? To go in the playoffs. That man was
Well,
nowhere to be found. But that's your guy, right? That's your guy, right? So if you want him to play through contract year, but when we need one more game, he's not nowhere to be found. Then what you got to say, Mike? What's your reasoning then?
I said what I said.
Yeah, it's not enough for me. Go
I
ahead.
don't care if it's enough for you. I said healthy, and I feel it's going to be the year.
That nigga not scaring
Everybody's
nobody,
going to be on
bro.
the field for
He got
once.
his ass
And
cooked
you
by
can
he
disagree
got his ass,
now.
bruh.
But
That
Mike,
man got
but
his
that's
ass
like
tossed in regular season by unknown wide receivers, bro.
What you say,
I
go?
said what I said.
And that's cool. But that shit
Sam
don't mean
Donald
nothing.
has never gave any team a full season. Dante Jackson hasn't given us a full season in years.
Unfortunately, that seems to be the case.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you like this, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you're watching this, please like the video while we get Goat back. He is currently in the woods. Thank you kindly.
You ain't no good. You ain't no good.
Like the video and go to get a
Oh
better
man.
carrier. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's messed up. That's messed up.
Like the video so we can get go to better carrier on his phone.
Oh
Yes, sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
I'm coming to the fuck up. Yeah,
Go ahead, see what you were saying.
yeah.
Or not. Well, look.
Wow.
Look, all I'm saying when it comes to this right here is everybody has. I sit back, I watch. I'm waiting for this guy to complete a full season. I don't know if he's going to be motivated or not, but what I do know is that every single year in the last 5 seasons, he's been hurt. 5 seasons. Go back and look. This guy has found a way to tweak and hurt something. So I'm looking for elevated play from the cornerback position this year. That way we can get some kind of peace of mind going forward on the opposite spot of JC Horn. That's all.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. We should have concentrated more this year, this offseason on the corner. I really truly believe that. However they done it, they should have, and they didn't. The closest
It was an
upgrade or
investment
add on.
thing.
Well,
Oh
yeah,
my
but
gosh, bro.
yes,
God
investment.
damn.
Okay. Well, so far it's like going down to the local car dealership and investing all the money and all your savings on this one vehicle, and every week you got a new problem. Yeah, that's so far
Mhm.
that investment ain't working out. Now, could it work out in the future? I don't know. Maybe it could. I hope it does. But so far, it ain't worked out real well. Now, that being said, they could have signed a free agent. It wouldn't kill nobody, but they didn't.
Fact.
They could have drafted as somebody mid to late, since they didn't pick up Henderson's fifth-year option, but they didn't. So therefore, we're kind of swimming in water without a life jacket and hoping like hell we don't get tired and drowned. So I myself can only look and question, why didn't they? Is it because Scott Fitterer trusted his previous decisions? Scott Fitterer was a GM who traded for Henderson. He's also the one who gave Dante Jackson the contract. And I believe he's the one that drafted Horn. No, he didn't draft Horn, did he? Marty did. Either way, does Fitterson trust his
Nah,
previous
Fit drafted
decisions
Horn.
too much? Okay,
Yeah,
so
Fit
does
drafted Horn. Yeah.
so does Scott Fitterer trust his previous decisions too much? There's another question: is with all the issues, why didn't they go out and sign a free agent edge rusher? Because we kind of know they needed one. Granted, they drafted one that everybody said they drafted too early. But that being said, that's still a question. Now, does Scott Fitterer trust his decisions that he's made in the past too much? That's a question there. Because right now it appears that he does. Because granted, you can say we didn't have the money or however you want to say it, but they weren't active in free agency in the areas that I think they should have been. And if there's a question, would they have even signed in any more wide receivers in free agency if they would not have traded more? So
Yeah,
Well,
and
I
also
think
something
them
that's
going to get. Go ahead, Cody. Go ahead.
no, something else I think you got to consider too, and that we don't talk about enough is that as a GM, yes, you're the head honcho, you have the final say so on shit, but you also have a staff of scouts and a team of coaches that are also pounding the table for their own guys. So again, you might have one position of need that's greater than another one. But for example, like Chandler Zavala, you got somebody like James Campen saying, "No, I gotta have that dude. That dude, he will be a mauler. I'm vouching for him." And you have coaches that do that for their own player. So it's like I think Fit has done a good job with what he has been given, and we all know that Matt Rule was the one running the shit the whole time he was here in the
Exactly.
first place. So it's like Fit has done nothing recently but to continue to build this team with weapons and speed. And I like that shit. Like, I like the guys that we drafted for their physical upside, the free agents for their physical upside. Like, if they have good seasons, we can be a high powered offense and defense. And to me, that's what wins championships.
yeah,
And in their defense a little bit, I'm thinking that when they went out and got Bell in free agency, they were thinking, well, this might help mask the cornerback position with the help over the top of this safety and this level of safety if one or our two guys get hurt in going into the season. So they address that position.
But if you look at the cornerback position in free agency this year, it ain't really there weren't a lot of top corners available to choose from, really. Most of them re-signed. The two of the bigger, I mean, okay, if you look at Bradbury re-signed with the Eagles. So, and he got $20 million guaranteed. Yearly average was $12.5 million on the yearly average. So a lot of this is paycheck to paycheck. A lot of these folks re-signed with their current team. Patriots had two that re-signed. Gilmore was traded.
That's why.
So I mean,
That's why the draft would have been the way to do it. That's why the draft would have been the way to do it.
If I'm sitting in that room, I'm going to scream cornerback too. But
Yeah.
even if you're sitting in that room and you're screaming cornerback, if the owner, the head coach, and GM turns and tells you to shut the fuck up, you best be shutting the fuck up. So we don't know who in that corner, that room was screaming, "We need a corner." Maybe nobody was. Maybe everybody
Hey,
was. But
Can
then
I say
three
something?
says shut up. So
Go ahead,
Hey,
Wally.
so
Yeah,
the guys that we got as undrafted free agents, they were evaluated as fourth round and fifth round talent. So what would have been
yeah,
better? We wouldn't
yeah.
have got hold on. We wouldn't have traded away one of our draft picks and drafted the guy. You'd have felt better now. We got him. I don't understand this.
We
Do we
weren't
trust?
talking
Do
about the
we?
Uh,
undrafted though.
No, what I'm trying to say is this: as the undrafted guy, we wouldn't have traded our fifth round draft pick away, and we'd have drafted him in the fifth round. Will we feel better now? You see what I'm saying?
Hold on,
Wiley,
Wiley. Hold on, Wiley. Don't act like Wiley. Come on, Wiley. Come on, Wiley. Stop that. Don't act like that. Oh, they planned that to happen. That just happened. That fell in their lap. That
Oh, come on.
Wright
Right.
had a third and a fourth round grade on him, and somehow I don't know why he ended up being a undrafted free agent. I don't know why nobody didn't pick him up, but and the draft
he
was
got hurt.
loaded. But that does not excuse the situation that at 39, Rush
Right.
was sitting right there, and I think another top corner was sitting right there with a
Eli
first
Ricks.
and top second ground. Now, we rate these guys for a reason, meaning that they're going to be the ones that's going to be able to translate to the NFL, and they're going to be the one that's going to come out to be more of an impact player than a fifth rounder. Come on now.
I'm not
You,
disagreeing with you saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying this: we got players that were they wouldn't like the guys that wasn't rated in the fourth or fifth round. If these guys were not rated at all, I'd be scared. But we got guys that the coaches say that they
Luckily,
have
we picked them
confidence
up.
in. But we got
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
I don't understand this. We got them though.
That's
look, I'm
luckily
gonna say
though.
this.
yeah, I mean,
Okay, I'm saying this though.
we had a guard that was rated as a third round pick. We picked him up in free agency at the end of the draft because he went undrafted and he started until we lost him in free agency. We also had a corner. One of our best corners was an undrafted free agent for the time he was here. That shit happens now. We got to remember what we see online and what we do. We go to the sites that we go to get the draft. The team doesn't do that. The team has their own people. It's called scouts, and they do their own rankings. They may have these folks entirely ranked differently than we got. And
Like, I'm gonna say
you
this
don't
part.
always draft by need. You can't always draft by need. If we'd always drafted by need, Luke Kuechly would have never been a Carolina Panther.
Yeah, you gotta
That's a
go
fact.
BPA.
That's exactly a fact.
And honestly, I think Jonathan Mingo was BPA. That's why
Right.
I don't mind. That's why I don't mind
It makes
our
sense.
second round pick.
Yeah,
I
it makes a
honestly
lot of
see
sense.
Brandon Marshall when I see him. Like, I've been saying this for months. I don't know if y'all heard me, but I see Brandon Marshall when I see Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah, you said
And
that
if
on the
that's what we looking at, nobody's gonna ever be mad at this pick ever again. I promise you, because
Right.
Brandon Marshall was just that good.
I
And
mean,
and that's why maybe I see a lot more optimism when I look at this team. But I see potential still in TMJ, but just like y'all said, Dante, he's never healthy, right?
no,
So
no.
do we say the same thing on both sides of the quarter? If we're gonna do that, then we need to be looking at Mingo and saying, "Hey, it's a good thing that we got your ass because this nigga can't hold up. We need a number one."
You're right. That's a true fact. If we would have drafted a corner,
Then
and
you're depending on Terrence Marshall all along.
we would all been more comfortable because we know Jackson can't stay healthy, and
Okay,
Horn hasn't been healthy for a whole season since he came here.
so who are
But
you throwing to?
we drafted Mingo, and Terrence Marshall hasn't been healthy a full season since he's been here. Chark hasn't been healthy
Neither
a
does
full
Mingo.
season since he's been in the NFL. So
Fact.
drafting
So
Mingo
if you don't
was a
draft
very good
Mingo,
pick if you go strictly by that philosophy.
if and if
No.
and if actually if you that's just reality. That's
Yeah,
reality. That's not the philosophy. That was reality. So do we
yeah.
say, damn, we didn't give Bryce nothing to work with because we know these niggas can't stand healthy. Y'all bring that up a lot. DJ Chalk's never healthy. Your man Terrence Marshall was plastic last, aka the big dub Q said himself. So what do we
Yeah.
do? Do we say we not gonna give this man nothing to work with? We're gonna depend on Hayden Hurst and Adam Thielen and get another defensive back when we got at
Hey,
least
hey, hold,
we
hold,
got
hold on, hold
something
on, hold
there,
on, hold on,
but
hold
we
on.
got nothing at receiver.
Mingo didn't fit. Hold on, Mingo was injured all through his college career. So y'all guys, I don't understand this. He didn't play all last year at Mississippi. Come on, man, this is some bullshit.
So
That's
what
what
you're
I'm
But
saying
saying.
is,
but
what
you
you're
know what,
saying is
Wiley? I think,
Scott Fitterer can't draft nothing.
but
Is
what
that
you
what
say
you're
though,
saying, right?
Wiley? People argued me down, Wiley, that we did not have as many holes in this team as we thought we did, or
I
that we
never
wasn't
argued
in
you
a
that.
rebuild. No, I said some people pickle,
Yeah,
and then like I'm
yeah,
saying, I knew because I kept saying that we had so many holes on this roster,
And we
and
still
I
have
knew we
holes.
couldn't fix it.
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
I
That's a
told her
hundred
we
percent
cannot
fact.
fix it. We could not fix it in one free agency in one draft. So for the sake of debate and the sake of argument and the sake of us being out here talking on the
wow,
show, I'm saying
wow.
that I would have drafted a corner over a wide receiver because we're gonna have to take stabs at a bunch of stuff next year
Hey,
anyway. So
hey,
Damn.
go
I
back
don't
to the
disagree with you,
receiver.
Goat. But here's the deal, Goat.
Yeah,
Everybody was crying, saying that we had to get a wide receiver for Bryce Young.
Not me.
If they'd
Not
have
me.
got deep, if they'd have went defense, the
yep.
whole Panther podcast community has been going crazy.
You know what?
All
You
the
know what's so
fans are
funny,
going
Now,
crazy.
Wiley?
now,
Go ahead.
I agree. There was a lot of folks screaming wide receiver. I do. I
I don't
truly
remember
agree.
that, but
But when
it
we
was a lot of
drafted a wide
podcasts going
receiver,
live.
some of them same bitches screaming a receiver started screaming that we didn't get a defensive end, we didn't get an edge rusher, and we drafted an edge rusher. They smacked him down before he even got done getting excited because he got drafted. But anyway, go ahead.
I don't remember fans saying we need a receiver though, Pickle. I ain't even gonna lie. A lot of people was
Well,
going
I mean,
live.
I
They
can
did.
name some of
Uh,
them
No,
uh,
they
if you want
did.
to, my
a
friend.
lot of
I
look,
can.
look.
It was Jay.
Anthony,
It was Jay. I'm saying
There
a
was some
Unsavory,
lot
damn
of people
idiots
saying
there.
JJ both
they were
screamed
picking
need
one of the
receivers.
two guys from
Yep.
Tennessee, or they were picking Josh Downs from Carolina. I mean, they
Carolina.
were
Oh, Jalen Hyatt was the other one they were looking at. Jalen
yeah,
Hyatt.
Yeah.
Dub
Jalen
Q, that
Hyatt.
was you. That was you was looking at them. Matter of fact, let's be more specific. You got a video where you doing a mock draft, Goats on it, and I think Pops on it too. Your ass had drafted a receiver for the second pick.
So see, go. You blame
Damn.
Q for that. That's what you do. Blame it all on Q.
Yeah,
So Dub Q, you was looking.
Got him the fuck up out of here.
That was wrong. That was wrong. That was wrong.
Goat was the only one
What was
that
that,
didn't go
Mike?
receiver.
What was that, Mike?
I said
What was you
that
saying?
Goat
I
was
bet
the
you shut
only
your
one.
ass up now.
Don't be like that, man. I ain't mean to put you out there like that. I just said it is what it is. It was a good show. It really was.
Yeah, sure was.
Hey, Goat,
Anyways,
you did good, dog. You was the only one that went defense in the second pick.
but but Mike, like I said, Mike, it could have went either way because like I said, it was a lot of people that said we wasn't even in a rebuild. That they didn't even want to admit that we was in a rebuild. I mean, we had
Well,
holes,
good.
man, and we.
Okay,
That's why I
Goat, this
said
is what I'm saying,
I
though.
keep saying 3 years, bro, 3 years.
And I'm with you. I remember when you said that, and I was right there with you on one of the podcasts. You were on the tape. But this is what I also see also as a business situation. You got to give, okay, the biggest football markets is the one that put on the best offense or just happen to be the Giants. So y'all can read between the lines how you want. If you ain't putting up numbers on that scoring board, ain't nobody trying to see you. LA Rams did that, and all of a sudden, SoFi Stadium, here we come. All this fucking money because Sean McVay can light up the board. Patrick Mahomes can light up the board. That's what they want in Carolina. That's the only thing they're looking at. They're saying if we can wait on defense another year, we got to give somebody some reason to buy some jerseys, be inside these stands, put on a show. If we can't win nothing, we got to put on the show the first year. It's just smart business. So if you turn around, if you taking taking a loss on offense or defense, they're gonna pick offense every time because they need Bryce Young to put on a show, to put some feet in the stands, get some jersey sales going, and get this team, the city alive. Because if our defense is a little bit rough here and there, but this nigga's lighting up the board, we're gonna be like, oh man, we almost there. We got a stellar defense, and this motherfucker come in mediocre because he ain't got a receiver, or worse, not mediocre because he ain't got no weapons. They all hurt. We gonna be like, man, here we go again. Good defense, no offense. Then, then we gonna talk about how them niggas on the field all the time. Why we got another top 10 pick? It's all marketing.
Mike,
sir.
Mike,
Yes,
that's
sir.
hey, Mike, that's cute, but they drafted a receiver that's always injured.
I hear what you're saying, but it
I'm just
was get
saying.
a receiver or get no receiver. Without
No,
okay,
they could
people
have
say
got other
A.T.
Mike,
Perry.
receivers. They
Wally,
should
you
have
I'm
said
gonna
got
that's
talk
your
about
number
other
A.T.
one, didn't you?
Perry.
receivers. They should have got
A.T.
somebody that
Perry.
wasn't injured all the time.
I said
What?
that A.T. Perry should have been a draft pick, but they must have had a much higher grade on Mingo. I'm just trying to trust their process because I'm the one who said defensive end in the second round and A.T. Perry. I was one of the
Yeah,
first one to throw that man name up. You can go rewind the
yeah.
tape,
But
but
hey, by
that's
the way,
not
can
what
I just
happened.
say, I think Jonathan Mingo got more upside than DJ Moore ever did.
He's got a lot more upside than A.T. Perry
You say
and
that
DJ
DJ
Moore.
Moore.
I said
I
DJ
Whoa,
say
Moore.
I do. You know,
I said
whoa,
I
I agree
said
with that.
DJ Moore.
I agree with
whoa.
that.
A full
I,
year man, a
I,
man that had consistent 1,000 year
His
seasons, and
big,
y'all ain't see shit from this other
his
dude.
big, his
Let me tell
bigger
you
is
why.
just as fast and he's stronger.
Make it quick, Mike.
yeah,
I ain't got 5 minutes to listen to this shit.
I he's got everything that you want your number one receiver to have and more. He got hands. Like I said, Brandon Marshall, and he runs after the ball is in his hand like he's Debo Samuel,
Yeah,
like he's a running back.
that's true.
That's everything you want in a receiver with the size and strength.
That's true.
All right. Well, y'all heard it here first. Mike has the layout. So DJ Moore ain't shit compared to what
He
these
didn't
boys are
say
saying.
that. He didn't say that, Q. He didn't
I'm
say
just
that.
paraphrasing. I'm just
Not gonna
paraphrasing.
be
God damn it.
fifth receiver.
That's a
Wow.
misquote. It's cool. Share with my
Paraphrasing,
agent. He'll be
paraphrasing.
on your ass.
Yeah, he didn't say
Maybe
that.
like, yeah, Matt. That reminds me. Deshaun Watson just said he was paraphrasing the fact that it was all the media's fault, not his. That
Mm.
that he got charged with 25 women were suing
You
him
can't
for
paraphrase it from
harassment and
sticking your finger in some puss. I don't know where he
well,
get that from.
he said it was the media's fault. It wasn't his fault.
I ain't want to hear that
Ah,
shit.
damn.
Well, I tell you like this, man. This has been a special edition today, man. So everybody, give me a closing word. Starting with you, Mike. Give us a closing word, brother.
Uh, Offense, defense. I see top 10 defense, top 5 offense in the NFC. So I see second round division playoffs. Holler at me and argue if you want to. I said it first.
I'll be damned. Uh, Wiley, what you got? Huh? Pickle, give me what you got.
All right,
Hopefully that
I
give
got
Wiley
you real
time.
quick. Real quick, I'll tell you this. At the beginning of the draft season, everybody makes their little mock drafts, their little draft boards. And on my little draft board, nowhere on my draft board did I have us drafting uh Bryce Young. I also didn't have us drafting a wide receiver in the second round, and I didn't have us trading up for a defensive end that I didn't know nothing about. But we did. So I'm gonna try to be happy, be excited. Football's coming. Have hope for the best. I still think we're gonna win 10 wins.
I see
That's
what you're
my
doing right
understanding.
there, Pickle. You try see what you're trying to do is tell everybody to be happy in spite of no matter what. See, I see what you're doing right there, Pickle.
Well, it's the truth.
No, no.
I mean, Cody, just never mind. I'll just let Cody tell
Go
you.
on and throw him under the bus, Pickle.
What I do?
It's a
I'm not.
gas.
No,
It's a
What I
gas.
Hey,
do?
well,
I was
hey,
just
well,
going
he
to
was about
tell
to
the
toss
truth.
him.
Get
What
him,
I do?
Cody, no,
get him,
I was
Pickle.
going to say that if Cody Lack was in the draft room making the draft for this year's pick, he would not have took Bryce Young.
Damn.
Why you gotta do me
I'm
like
pretty
that,
sure
Pickle?
it would have been CJ
Well,
Stroud. What you
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, yeah. I mean,
See,
look.
CJ, it is.
Cody, who was
No,
your top quarterback?
he's not wrong. I spent a couple months bigging up CJ Stroud.
I'm with
But
you there,
know.
Cody.
I never
Yep,
okay,
me
but
too.
but
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 it is what
and
it is.
Pickle, but Pickle, you also know this too. Even though I might have preferred one,
Yeah.
I never ever had a problem with Bryce ever.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
And I never ever stopped singing his accolades to the point where we were always on the shit that hey,
Yep.
we might have a preference, but whoever it is between CJ
It
and
is
Bryce,
good.
we're gonna be happy with whoever it
Yep.
is. So
Yeah, yeah.
You're
yeah,
right.
like now
You're
all
right.
the things
I
yeah,
was, yep, you're right.
yeah, now all the things I was
But
saying about Bryce, I still believe that's true. And again, I think he's about to break standards for what a
right,
rookie quarterback should be able to
right,
do. And
exactly.
I
Got
mean
a
that
lot of
shit.
faith in him, Cody.
I
You got
mean that shit.
a
Yeah,
lot
my
of faith over there.
my cripple ass stands on that shit. How about that,
Oh,
dog?
you standing on it, huh?
I'm standing on that shit, bro.
I'll be damned.
I straight up stand on that shit,
Well,
Well,
bro.
I guess that was Cody's
yeah.
closing soliloquy over there.
Yeah, and dog, this offense about to be prolific. Yeah, that's right. Look that up at Webster's, bro. Prolific. We breaking records, dog.
Here we go. Jay Issue, talk to me.
I ain't got much to say. The fandom is crazy, but I let them boys have that. And Cody will be an excellent GM. I might say that.
Hey, appreciate that, man.
No
I
problem.
mean, shit, I do all right. That's like my dream job, y'all. I'd kill that shit.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
look at here. Look at here. To everybody that's listening to the video right now, be sure that it's still 41 of y'all in here. 41 likes, please, on the video. Go. Talk to me.
Yo, hey, I know all of y'all gonna be mad with me this year because I'm telling you right now, I'm holding these motherfuckers accountable.
Me too.
I'm tired of seeing what I've seen in the past 4 years. So they're gonna get held accountable. Real strenuous. Go look that up. Strenuous. Critique. That's what every move they make, I'm gonna be dead in it. Breaking it down. Get ready for it. Like it or love it.
Yeah. And when we win
The
the division, I'm gonna hold
fanboys
you accountable.
get, hey, and I'm gonna be right there with you with the pom poms though, Pickle. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yep.
gonna be right there with
Yep.
you with the pom pom. Don't let nobody. And you know the reason why I do it so hard though, Pickle. I bleed
He
the
said the
black and
pom-poms.
blue. I
Yep.
bleed the black and blue though, Pickle. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hurt
I
on
do.
Sundays. I felt bad on Sundays, Pickle. I've been in a bad place, Pickle.
I've been there
I've
with you.
been in a bad place around here. And I'm not going back.
Same here, Kendall.
Yes, sir. Wiley, you
They're gonna
back?
have to see me.
Well, I say it like this, man. This is the place to be. Training camp starts this. It starts this week. We're going to be in the trenches every single day, coming to you with the camp storylines, with the camp position battles from day to day. Friday, we'll be on the ground. We will be trying to get out there 10 toes down. And I'm telling you right now, when it comes to Saturday, we will be at the P&P meet and greet. So look for your boys out in these streets, man. We will be pulling up. We will be pulling up to Spartanburg, man. So come on in, subscribe to the channel, man. Y'all already know what time it is. Let's get it.
Dude,
No doubt. Hey, Cody, when